me tell you the story of the SUCC. The SUCC is an impenetrable force of darkness, as dark as the funeral of King Charles, as about he dies of immense overdose of Botox in his face. The SUCC is an unstoppable force of darkness, incredibly large, so dark as the lean, drinking out of the ooze of the oozing anus of eternity. The SUCC is eternal. Let me tell you that story of how I met the SUCC. It was a dark night, a Saturday night in the late streets of Amsterdam, the dark street of Amsterdam, plaguing with prostitutes and the salsa smelling of weed and drugs, smell of pure anguish of the drug addict in the middle of a crackhead's den. It was then when I decided to go into a restaurant, and the restaurant was offering a chicken croque monsieur that was so dark in texture and oily to the point of meeting expectations of my taste for rotten salsa and the rotten skin of a she-male prostitute. It was then that I tasted a chicken croque monsieur, and it was tasting a little bit delicious, too much like the pussy of the highest Paris Hilton type celebrity from Hollywood ever seen on the planet. It was then when my friends told me, "You can have the croque monsieur," and so I told them, "Yes, I can have the croque monsieur of chicken, monsieur." And so I went out, and I met a stray cat filled with the brim with dirt and utter smell of methamphetamine, as it was taking a hefty load of Benadryls out my mouth, my dirty, pesky mouth. It was then when I grabbed the cat and I smell his anus. I sniff its spurt, a spray of urine in my face, and that's when I started going into an alternate dimension of pure pain and suffering, where I met no choice of redemption. It was then when I was in an altered dimension of the multiverse, knowing that I was not going to come back out of it. I was met in a dimension of pain where the trees grown the highest banana kush that I will ever see. This banana kush I will ever smoke, and I will swear to the everlasting love of Jim Flynn that it will taste like I was on a blackout after sniffing rush poppers out of my nostrils and feeling it while I was getting penetrated by the big black cock of eternity. This banana kush, I smoke it every day, and I tell you, I really tell you, I smoke this banana kush, and I feel it, because I know this banana kush. Who are you taking me for? Some kind of nobody, la la land kind of guy? Just get real. The bushes were growing of berries tasting like Benadryl. It was then when I met the race. Yes, the race, eternal race. The race that was eternal. The race that was so dark and sinister. And they told me, "Do you want to meet the SUCC?" And that's when I realized there was no going back. The SUCC was everlasting, and so it was in his presence that I'm barely hearing it go make me tremble in fear like the hype beast, smelling the scent of rotten money out of the ground from a homeless person about to win the lottery. Do you feel it? Do you feel the SUCC? The SUCC can be felt in eternity. Yes, you smell eternity like the latest Lady Gaga album that got scented out of the rotten bucket of the Breath music store. It was then later afterwards when I realized this darkness, this this was telling me no bullshit. The suck was truly an evil presence, unable to reason with logic and understanding of normal reality that humans are capable of understanding. This suck was beyond the reasoning and understanding of humankind. It was then when he took me on a journey to meet the suck. We learned long ways through the deserts of that altered beast reality. It was like a game of altered beast, but without the monsters and the enemies and the score and the weapons. It was like a nothing land of pure eternity, of pure nothingness, as if the desert sand stretched far beyond, like the ass of a mere gay prostitute meeting its fate by encountering the gay sauna after a long night of a Sunday afternoon. Do you feel it yet? The suck. Yes, the suck is an everlasting, long eternity of Benadryl smelling goodness. Then we met at a high temple, luscious with the marbles and stone, incapable of being built by regular humankind, as it was a structure beyond comprehension. The smell scented like rush poppers, smelling like the rotting carcass of a hobo, smelling like rotting grapes in the middle of the Sunday afternoon, in the middle of the trash, in the middle of the Paris suburbs. This suck was nothing like I ever met before. I met the suck in person, and I can testify the tale of how I met the suck. Its long-lasting presence cornered me in this everlasting essence, forever enwrapping me in this utter benevolence and madness, and the benevolence of madness and this pure evil that was unfathomable by pure humanity. And so my story ended when I woke up at the Federal Reserve, about to met by a glow-in-the-dark CIA. The CIA interrogated me afterwards, and I told nothing. I basically told nothing, because I was basically high on the cat urine and Benadryls I took earlier in Amsterdam. That was the tale of how I met the suck. Have a good night and sleep well.